Picture yourself as a tenacious coyote in a sprawling desert, relentlessly chasing an exceptionally fast roadrunner. Your strategy? Stubbornly relying on malfunctioning Acme contractions that always fail. Despite constant failures, you're optimistic, refusing to learn or adopt new methods, fixated on outsmarting your uncatchable prey with the same old tricks. But what if this coyote decided to try something new, to learn from its mistakes? In a world where technology reigns supreme, your knowledge is a thriving garden. But beware, for if you only reap its fruits without sowing new seeds, without the life-giving waters of continuous learning, will you not find yourself in a barren wasteland of obsolescence? Yet, lurking in the shadows, a formidable league of supervillains plots against your growth. These are the unseen adversaries of continuous learning, a cabal of top-secret masterminds operating right beneath the surface. Who are they? What powers do they wield? And how can you, the valiant warrior of wisdom, defend your precious garden against their insidious onslaught? Prepare yourself for a journey into the heart of knowledge, where only the vigilant and the brave can flourish. The battle for continuous learning begins now. Meet our first supervillain, the infamous Chrono Cruncher. This time-stealing mastermind specializes in making all your free time vanish in an instant. Under Chrono Cruncher's influence, you will become a perpetually busy squirrel, hoarding nuts but never finding a moment to learn how to open them. You're left staring at a growing pile of potential yet feeling unfulfilled, wondering why all these opportunities aren't as satisfying as they seem. This relentless pursuit without skill development is a trap. Picture a future where you're surrounded by these uncracked nuts, new technologies and skills that look promising but remain inaccessible because you never learn how to crack them. In the tech world, where new nuts appear every day, taking the time to understand and utilize yesterday's innovations is crucial. It's not just about collecting, it's about digesting. By learning to open these nuts, you can nourish and propel yourself forwards, both literally and figuratively. Don't let Chrono Cruncher win. Make time your ally in the race to stay relevant and skilled. Enter the supervillain, Dr. Dragfeet, whose superpower is sapping away your motivation, leaving you with a stockpile of opportunities that you never capitalize on. You might know how to crack these nuts open, or perhaps not, but under Dr. Dragfeet's influence, you believe you'll magically learn by simply being around them, much like a librarian who never reads the books in their care. Then, imagine a new, more proactive squirrel arrives and start opening nuts from your hoard, handing them over to you. But clouded by Dr. Dragfeet's power, you miss the alarm bells. You consume the benefits without gaining any knowledge or skill. Slowly, you become a passive onlooker in your own life, like a zoo exhibit named Scrat, where visitors might prompt you to act, but you likely won't. To break free from Dr. Dragfeet's demotivating grip, setting personal and intriguing goals is key. Find a nut that not only intrigues you but also expands your horizons. Ensure there's always a way out, an escape route for growth and change. Don't let yourself be cornered into a stagnant career, overwhelmed by unopened opportunities and Dr. Dragfeet's lethargic spell. Beware of the supervillain, the Overloader, whose superpower is to overwhelm you to the brink of paralysis. With the Overloader around, trying to figure out where to start with these new technologies feels like an impossible quest, like finding a needle in a haystack. But surely, you'll love a good challenge. That won't possibly lead to anxiety or analysis paralysis, right? To combat the Overloader's effect, start with something familiar. Diving headfirst into a new language, operating system, and for an extra twist, penning comments in Latin all at once is a classic Overloader trap. Tackle these challenges one at a time. Master one, then bravely take on the next. Let's say you're familiar with an operating system and its native language. Start by learning a new language that's compatible with your current system. This is like enjoying nuts and then trying peanut butter, before you suddenly decide to a completely new diet like vegan or keto. After all, life's not as thrilling without occasionally daring to leap into the unknown, just maybe not all at once to avoid the overloader's overwhelming grasp. Enter Baron Budget, the supervillain whose superpower is turning every learning opportunity into a costly endeavor. In Baron Budget's world, acquiring new skills mean either emptying your wallet or scouring the depths of the internet for free alternatives. Gone are the simpler times when knowledge was accessible in books and from wise minds. Now, it seems to lurk behind imposing paywalls or lost in the vast chaotic web. Before you consider launching a crowdfunding campaign just to find your educational quest, take a moment to explore the no-cost options. Personally, I've amassed a collection of books so vast it could give the Library of Alexandria a run for its money, yet most remain unopened. So if you do decide to invest financially in your learning, choose wisely. Begin with the free resources. Think of them as loose change found in the couch. Only when these fail to meet your needs should you consider reaching for your wallet. And when that moment comes, ensure your investment is more than just a fancy digital ornament gathering virtual dust. Introducing our final supervillain, Fat Cat, whose superpower lies in making you so content with your current situation you wouldn't even notice if you're sitting on a pile of poop. With Fat Cat around, your comfort zone becomes a deceptive paradise. Imagine being a pet cherishing a favorite cushion. This cushion is your entire universe. Why bother exploring beyond when you have the summit of comfort right here? But as time slips by, this cushion turns into a remnant of the past, worn out and stinking, yet oddly comforting. Suddenly, it disappears. Vanished. Likely a mischievous act by those bipedal house rulers. Without it, you hesitantly venture out and discover quite shockingly that there is more to the world than your cushioned spot. This is akin to us developers clinging to our familiar tools. The ancient operating system, our trusty IDE, or a language that's now more a piece of history than utility. Comfortable? Sure, but they're becoming relics. Don't just sit there, immobilized by Fat Cat's spell, until modern technology forcibly removes your cushion. Remember the fates of Turbo Pascal and Delphi? Let's not wait for a jarring cushionectomy to push us into exploring and adapting to new technological landscapes. 7 tricks to stay updated in tech without falling asleep. Blog binge reading, your new breakfast routine. Start your day with a tech blog or two. It's like having cereal, but you're crunching on the latest tech trends instead of grains. Find blogs that speak to you, whether as serious as a Monday morning meeting or as fun as a cat video. They're your daily dose of tech vitamins. Webinar Wednesdays, or any day really. Allocate a day of the week for webinars. Yes, some might be as dry as a biscuit left out in the sun, but you'll often find gems with engaging speakers who can reignite your love for learning. Plus, you can always multitask and pretend you're paying full attention. The Nerd Network. Embrace your inner geek. Find your tribe. Those who speak in binary and breathe in code. Engaging with them can be more enlightening than a documentary about the universe. They're walking, talking tech encyclopedias and usually more than happy to share their wisdom over a coffee or a coding session. You're already listening to a fellow geek in this video. Why not subscribe? Gadget Playtime. It's research, I swear. Get your hands on new gadgets and play around. Treat it like a science experiment or like you're a spy deciphering a gadget. It's fun, and you're learning. Justify it as research if anyone asks why you're having so much fun. Online course quests. Choose your own adventure. Embark on a quest to conquer an online course. It's like a video game, but instead of defeating dragons, you're mastering new tech skills. Pick courses that challenge you, have a gamification element, or offer real-world projects. It's learning in disguise. Forum forays. Dive into digital discussions. Jump into online forums and discussions. It's like attending a masquerade ball where everyone's wearing a tech-themed costume. Share your insights, ask questions, or just lurk. It's a treasure trove of real-world problems, solutions, and occasional tech gossip. Weekly tech challenges. Make it a game. Set yourself a weekly tech challenge. It could be anything from learning a new programming trick, understanding a piece of hardware, or even teaching someone else a tech concept, because teaching is the best way to learn. Treat it like a weekly puzzle, solving one piece at a time. Read a book. Yes, they still exist, preferably by a fireplace. If you don't have a fireplace to start a fire, consider going outside and starting one, preferably burning some of those obsolete books that you're hoarding. I love this approach because, out of all the suggestions, this is the one that takes you completely away from the screen and those pesky interruptions that may occur. By following these 8 practical tips, you'll find yourself riding the waves of tech evolution like a pro surfer. You may even start looking forward to those tech blog breakfasts. Remember, keeping up with technology doesn't have to be a chore. With the right attitude, it can be as enjoyable as discovering a new favorite song.